acquired forward Ilya Safonov from the Chicago Blackhawks, and who had scored 33 points in 68 games this previous season. He had 9 points in 20 playoff games for the Saints as a magician, an absolute handful around the net front, and he finished the season with 33 points in 68 games, along with his 9 points in 20 playoff games. Reply goes out there and says that he is a Teddy Bluger replacement. Absolutely no reason for the Canucks to match the large offer story. The KHL, they tweet a lot of KHL rumors and news. They said that their hearing Canucks prospect Ilya Safonov will not extend with Akbars Kazan, and he will sign with Vancouver for next season. So already we are getting some reports out of Russia, some reports from Rick Dollywall saying that any contract talks with the Greece to potentially come over to the Vancouver Canucks either in NHL or an AHL capacity. We would hope that a guy like this is able to be an NHL player right away, considering he is 24 years old. Although the fact that he has never played North American hockey before does give a little bit of room for doubt. It's rare to see guys transition from the KHL to the NHL, provide immediate value in a significant capacity to open up their NHL careers. Safanov has a chance to do that. We'll see what happens if he replaces Teddy Bluger down the middle of the third line or whatever. Then maybe that's something to take a look at. But until then, there are some other options that should be noted as well, like Atsu Ratu. Today's other Vancouver Canucks conversation piece. He's 23 years old, 6'2", 198. We all know the story of Atsu Ratu by now. He's a guy that was at one point ranked as a first overall player in the 2021 NHL draft, but then inevitably slipped to being ranked in the late first round. He then was taken in the second round by the New York Islanders before getting sent over to Vancouver in the Bo Horvat trade.
Old spicy steel, smells like coconuts and palm trees and like your symptoms.
Ratu scored 14 points in 66 Vancouver Canucks games this season, despite being an Abbotsford Canucks guy the year prior. He didn't really get treated all too well by Adam Foote. He wasn't played, he wasn't given proper assignments, he was a loser in the faceoff circle. Ratu was arguably the best faceoff guy in the league if you're talking about U25 players. But Ratu has been tearing it up at the World Championships this season. Ratu is staying hot, scored yet another goal earlier this morning at the World Championships for 3 total goals for Finland. This was a pretty nice play where he comes in on the Latvian goaltender, shoots the puck, and then it bounces up and then into the net. Ratu has himself 3 goals and 1 assist in the 4 games so far for Team Finland at the Worlds, scoring points against Latvia, the US, Hungary, and Germany. So he's doing a pretty good job, honestly. Going over to the tournament as a whole, you will see that Ratu is one of these guys and has produced near the top of the entire championship tournament. He's not at number 1, but the Swiss have some pretty good guys going out there working their magic. Sven and Draghetto, remember him. Timo Meier, they're doing some pretty good work. Jesse Puljujärvi is the top point producer for Team Finland alongside of Nico Lettman, and then you have Ratu over there as well. However, Ratu ain't the only Vancouver Canuck who is at 8 points per game on the tournament. If we scroll down a little bit, you'll see yet another player with 4 points in 4 games so far in this tournament. It is none other than Linus Karlsson, 26 years old, which that's absolutely crazy to think about the fact that Linus Karlsson is 26 years old. This guy was a Calder contender just a few years ago, and he is still on that bubble of being a full-time Vancouver Canuck. 6'1", 179 at right-handed center, right wing. Drafted by the San Jose Sharks back in the 3rd round of the 2018 NHL entry draft. He's a Vancouver Canuck now because the Canucks traded Jonathan Dahlian over to San Jose for him. Karlsson took a long time developing in Sweden, playing for Karlskrona, HK, and Skellefteå, AIK, inevitably maxing out as one of the most valuable Abbotsford Canucks guys. This previous season, he had scored 35 points in 79 Vancouver Canucks games, which is honestly a really respectable stat line. He's at 4 points in 4 games so far for Team Sweden, a goal on 3 assists, scoring points against Slovenia, Czechia, Denmark, and Team Canada, including a multi-point game earlier yesterday against Slovenia. Linus Karlsson has been doing some pretty good work as well, and the Vancouver Canucks went up there and posted about his mark too. He's averaging a point per game so far at the World Championships. This is a pretty good tournament so far for these Vancouver Canucks-related guys. Karlsson, at 26 years old, obviously he's a guy that you could say maybe has some trade value, wanted to really push it that way, but because he was a young guy developing in the Canucks organization, because he was a 50-50 It's over. The series is over. The relationship is over between Devin Levi and the team with which holds his rights, the Buffalo Sabres. At least that's what the reports are going out there and saying. Today we're talking about the Buffalo Sabres and their goaltending situation and how one 24-year-old Montreal, Quebec, Canadian goaltender Devin Levi seems to be on his way out. Levi is 6 feet 192, a left-handed catching goaltender who was drafted by the Florida Panthers in the 7th round 6 years ago. Now, Levi has had a very interesting career path up to this point. Drafted as a 7th round dude, as we had said, and a guy who kind of head-to-head with the Florida Panthers' top goaltending prospect at the time, Spencer Knight. Levi was a shorter and more, let's just say, difficult goalie to fully evaluate because when he was drafted in 2020, he was taken out of the CCHM, the Carleton Place Canadians, which, if I'm not mistaken, is that Junior A hockey in Ontario? CCHL? I'm really not too sure about that, but still. Levi was a short goaltender that was taken in the 7th round. He inevitably showed off so well in the World Juniors in 2021, posting up a .964 save percentage in 7 games and a .75 goals against average for Team Canada. Canada facing off against Spencer Knight, who was a fellow Sabres in the Sam Reinhart trade, a trade that for many years a lot of folks said was a win-win for both sides. Not only in 2021 did Florida acquire a guy that ultimately became a 50-goal scorer for them in Sam Reinhart, but Devin Levi was looking like a solid goalie of the future for Buffalo. Give it a few years, however, and Levi inevitably graduates to playing Buffalo Sabres hockey. He posts up a .905 save percentage in 7 games to end off the 22-23 campaign. Nice. He then continues his dominance in the AHL, posting up a .927 save percentage in 23-24 with the Rochester Americans. Very nice. Unfortunately, he has an .899 save percentage with Buffalo in 23-24, which falls further down to an .872 with Buffalo in 24-25. He spends the majority of 24-25 in Rochester, and then he spends the entire 25-26 season in Rochester, too. Devin Levi is a guy that once upon a time was looking like the goalie of the future for Buffalo, despite being 6 feet tall and despite not having a traditional goalie frame. But he got overtaken. You have Alex Lyon, who was brought in, and you have Ugo Hekalukanen, who stuck around and who was able to take that team into a playoff position. Both of these guys, UPL and Alex Lyon, were the 1A, 1B, swapping around. Colton Ellis was brought up as a tertiary option as well. The Buffalo Sabres just did not rely on Devin Levi, despite all the hype, and despite the fact that he's now 24 years old. So if there's a time for him to start cracking the NHL consistently, it's probably now. Which is why you go over to what Jeff Merritt went out there and said on, I believe this was on the Sheet podcast, the relationship between Devin Levi and the Sabres appears broken. It's over with Levi and the Buffalo Sabres. Turns out, when you mistreat your goalies and you refuse to use them, even if your team is doing well, they might be frustrated, they might be asking out. This is literally something we just talked about in the channel with Sebastian Chosa. He got overtaken by Mika Postava in the AHL. Postava could be on his way to being a backup behind John Gibson next season in Detroit, which leaves Chosa as the odd man out. Devin Levi, for all the issues you can say the Buffalo Sabres have had with their goaltending, it doesn't seem like there is an avenue for him to get that NHL spot in the foreseeable future. Now, with that said, you have Jeff Merritt on the Coming In Hot show saying this. I'm pretty sure the Ottawa Senators have checked in with Buffalo on Devin Levi. Now, I love how Lauren Taylor goes out there and says this. I'm pretty sure? What does that mean? Report a fact from a credible source or pontificate. those are the options. Reports are it's Brady Kachuk for Levi straight up. Okay, look, Buffalo fans are going to joke around about a Brady Kachuk trade to the Buffalo Sabres, but
Mark Martinez here with the Buccaneers deal by Pizza Pizza. The topic pizza to the Buccaneers. Home to have Pizza Pizza. Good practice for oh, nice. Oh. Nice words fast. He makes it fast. Nice guy.
Ottawa checking in on Devin Levi is quite the intriguing update. Mostly because when I think about the Sabres and their goaltending, I don't necessarily know if there's a problem there. And that's a weird thing to say when you consider the ups and downs that Linus Ullmark went through this season, both in terms of its quality of play and the availability of his overall profile. But the fact of the matter is, Linus Ullmark actually had a really good playoff series against the Carolina Hurricanes in the first round. A 9.32 save percentage and a 203 goals against in 4 games. Sure, he lost all the games there, but he's consistently putting up 920 plus save percentage numbers in a goaltending duel with Freddie Anderson. Linus Ullmark in the playoffs for Ottawa showed to Sens fans that this guy can still be that Vezina quality guy that he was all those years ago in Boston when he had that 938 save percentage in 22-23 to storm the league and only lose 7 games out of 49 that he played in total. That's absolutely ridiculous. Linus Ullmark had one of the highest peaks of any goalie in the 2020s up to this point. And now, he had a season where he was just not available, he wasn't good when he was in the net, he was so inconsistent, he had 8-9-1 in the regular season, but then in the playoffs he absolutely stood tall. Linus Ullmark, you can say, is a warning sign. He isn't a guy that you can reliably depend on, but when he is reliable, you can depend on him. It's a weird, paradoxical comment to make on a guy that generally has been seen as one of the better goalies in the league the past few years, but if Ottawa is thinking that they either need a backup because they don't really want to bring back James Reimer, Levi Merrill-Lineman's not that guy, I mean, all these players were sub 80-90 essentially throughout the course of the season, that's not great. If they think that Devin Levi still has some of that untapped potential, that magic that he brought to Canada all those years ago, and that he brought to Northeastern University Huskies, then maybe there's a chance we can see Levi come back north of the border and play for a Canadian team in Ottawa. Whether or not it's Brady Kachuk going over the other way, that's something that I think is not going to happen. But Jeff Merrick's reporting it. Ottawa has checked in apparently on Devin Levi and the situation with him out of the Rochester Americans and the Buffalo Sabres. If you're a Sabres fan, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. How do you feel about your goaltending in the playoffs and in the regular season? I saw a lot of Sabres fans complaining about both Lion and BPO by the time Buffalo's series finished with the Canadians, especially on some of those last few goals that were let in. Is there a need for a better goaltender? Is Devin Levi somebody that could have stepped in and been that guy? Do you think he's better served as trade bait, especially to a team like Ottawa? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this British Asheville sign on. And bye. On now for a limited time. Save on 5G subscription plans from Public Mobile. Safe.
So Trump's just wondering, why did you drive us to the military base? And why do I hear explosions? We are on American soil. We should only hear the sound of firing rockets, not them landing here. Remember that one time when we assassinated Putin? Can we really do this? Because I feel like we are going to cause a disaster. Disaster or not, I'm engaged. 3, 2, 1. Eat this, you piece of garbage. Oh, I remember now. That sounds kind of obsessed. So what does that mean? That means that the Russians came to get their revenge, so basically the Third World War just started. That would be to choose a military card that will help us to free our country from these pricks. This one, it has rockets, so we can counterattack them with bombs. No, I have another thing that will help us in case we need bombs. And for our first destination, we need an off-road vehicle that is also armed. We have here these Humvees. We should pick the camo one. We can camouflage easier with it. But I guess it depends on where you want to go. Anyways, I want to sit at the gun. Firstly, we need to go to the U.S. Army base that was evacuated a couple of hours ago because it's suspected the Russians are going to attack it, and it is in fact in the forest, so good choice.
And if the Russians are going to attack that zone, why are we going there? Especially us being the main target, bro. Are you crazy? Turn around, I ain't going nowhere.
Shut your scary ass up, Obama, damn bro. You really are a bitch. We have to protect our country. And if that takes going on the field to fight alongside our soldiers, then that's what we're about to do. I'd love to hear that from you, Joe. You'll want to do, Chris? I'm headed to Castle Creek Base with Grimes in a matter of minutes if you ever get bullet in your head.
He said he wanted to. Now let's see how fast we can achieve a life sentence with the main war crimes. Now granted, I reckon it's a very tough one to beat.
Donald, stop. There are some white vehicles following us from behind. I think they are Russians. Should I shoot them? Oh, fine. Not even 10 minutes and they are already on our ass. Let me introduce them to my dear friend, the Obama Menager. Oh, shit. Watch out. I almost stepped on that shit. Yo. Stop running over. Shoot him. Oh, come here, you little scumbag. You think you can step foot in our country and do whatever you want? Take these bullets and the warm welcome to our soil. Trump, you should let the Obama Menager send his goodbyes to the one who just met him. He said it was nice meeting you all. Now come and hug him.
Damn, this shit dug out my adrenaline to the roof. I miss these days, man. Who was still shooting, bro?
How does that car still move around and shoot? I thought I killed everybody inside. These Russians are built different, I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, they got better relationships with bears than I have with my wife. What do you expect? Wait, that didn't sound right.
Sometimes it's better if you just shut up. Also, from now on, we sit here to speed up. If we have it, I say we should at least use it. When they came, you didn't fire a single bullet. Instead, you got out and went to cover.
Well, at least I'm not afraid to protect my country. And I offered myself to sit there in the first place.
Where was all this patriotism when you were stealing the money from other people, and also when you increased the gas prices, and also when you gave them stimulus checks, only to increase the inflation in our country, even though that shit returns straight back to the government through taxes?
Damn, Joe, he took me. Not gonna lie, it is what it is, bro. We've all done this. Don't get mad. Finally, we're here. Let's see if this bitch is invaded or not by then. Hopefully, they won't knock out of anywhere and ambush this, because this shit's gonna go down. You know, like literally, because I didn't wear enough diapers.
Don't you old man have something to be cautious? If you see anybody in blue camo, tell me right away so I can welcome them in our most American way possible.
We still have our vehicles here untouched. I don't think they stepped into space yet, or maybe it's a trap. Yeah, it's more likely a trap. When you get out of here, I don't feel safe. I feel like we're about to step on a mine at any time to send us flying back to the base.
We're in an armored Humvee, Joe. This thing's to make the drive over the mine.
We're leaving, but we need to go back to the base to grab another car. This one is about to excite Obama, because the next location is in the desert. And no, before you say anything, we're not going in Afghanistan.
Oh, you made my bones tingle for a second.
That's a signal that you should give up back to the ship. Okay, Joe, since you said earlier about flying back to the base, we should take this helicopter so we don't drive this lazy-ass piece of shit all the way to where we came from. That's a great idea. It also has that hook so we can pick up the car and drop it back to the military base. That way we don't just leave it out here so the Russians can have access to it.
It's not like there are 5 tanks, 2 helicopters, and tons of other military equipment that's ours abandoned here. This car should be their last option, and it also weighs a lot. I don't know how much this helicopter could handle.
You're right. Let's hope for now we're even getting us onto the feet in the air without Trump skulking in the streets with the rotor blades.
Yes, thank you, Trump, for choosing this car that has a rocket launcher attached to it. Too bad you are the one who's controlling it and not me. Maybe we could change the seats at the next stop.
What? No, we're not changing any seats because as soon as we get to the center of this zone and destroy a couple of their vehicles, we're getting on foot because we already dragged a lot of attention and we're a much easier target moving around in this thing. So why did we even switch the vehicles? Hold up, let me unleash the bombs on his plane. Whoa, that's all our military buddy. What are you doing? Well, everything that you see here has been captivated by the Russians, so technically it isn't ours anymore. So we have to destroy it. And to answer your question, Biden, we switched the vehicle because this one has a desert camo instead of the forest one. And we can blend it in case we need to hide something. Okay, so what are you doing now? You're getting out and you're crazy, they're shooting. Just fight with them and stop crying. We're in a war right now. There's no time for that.
Well, come on. I wanted to use these rockets to just see them in action a little more. What is this shit? Why are we leaving on foot going straight into danger?
I'm not going to repeat myself. Let's find a place to cover. And I'm going to show you something, guys, especially you, Obama. Maybe you shut up for once with your rockets Remember what I told you before we left the military base?
As far as I remember, you said that you'd have something else in case of these bombs, or I don't know what you said exactly, but something amongst those lines, and it got me excited. What is it?
Well, you're very familiar with it since you used to abuse it back when you were the president. Used to abuse it back when he was the president. Are we playing a quiz game in the middle of a war?
Yeah, that thing almost struck me. It's time for you to pull out your special weapons drum. We can no longer wait and play quiz games. Come on.
I need to think how to reposition myself. As a matter of fact, you can stay down here while I go up these stairs. First, let's clear some of them, and then I'm going to deploy the surprise attack in a second. Where did that tank shoot from? Somewhere behind this fence. And just know whatever you do now has nothing to do with me. What time delegations and gentlemen. Still out, we have Obama with us. If anything, he knows the best how to evade that shit. On New Year's Eve, to set off missile strikes on innocent people's houses instead of firing them.
Can we leave that in the past? And what do you want me to do, bro? If there was oil around the territory, I had to make sure my soldiers had to clean the ground. Just kneel out of it when they least expect it.
I don't think can we leave that in the past and work in front of the judge. All right, here it goes. Look up in the sky for our bald eagles to bring freedom wherever they lay their eggs.
Yes, I knew it. I knew my enemies would never let me down. They are here. They are here to protect us and protect our American soil.
Watch out. Oh my, this shockwave all the time in those stairs when I fell. Trump, this was the surprise. We're still surrounded by plenty of angry Russians, and it's not looking too good. The target was set on those tanks that were shooting bombs at us. What did you want me to do? Drop an airstrike straight where we're at? That would have been an easy way to beat George Washington and ask if we could put Biden's face on the $1 bill since they're the same age anyway.
I think we can get one more airstrike. We're surrounded Donnie. Can do it one more time. Tell them to spin back. Hey Donnie, where are you going?
Not yet, Barack. Now shut up and follow me. We need to advance. We kind of cleared the zone. Oh shit. How did this idiot survive? No worries, I got a fix for you, buddy. Stay there. Hope you like it. Okay, come on, boys. I still can't believe we're in World War III and that we're literally in the middle of a war zone. Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Come on faster. Wait, slow down. We have enemies ahead.
Well, I think it's time to get out of here. More and more enemies are starting to show up, and we can't face all of them. Let's go back to the base and ask for help. Maybe then we can come back and get proper vehicles like tanks and shit that we don't abandon because you couldn't do something with those airstrikes.
That's a good idea. Just that we can't return back to that car we got. It's in the middle of the road. And guess whose fault is that? And now look, they're pressing us from behind. You better call for a drone attack right now or things will turn ugly. Hurry up, Trump.
My man Donald said, trust me when we got under the Humvee when he was about to cook shit. And now look where we ended up.
Y'all ain't setting up. I can't anymore. I'm about to call for this strike. And then we just dip and search for a car to go back to the base. I should have sat my ass in off.
Hey, watch where you're going. Why are you pushing us?
Get up, bitch. Right when the bombs drop, we turn around and run. No stopping, no looking behind. Straight forward. I hope this war highlights the deficiency we have in our military. Sitting here on our own with no other soldiers to protect us is insane. If anything, I would have thought I would be in the White House finding ways to steal more money from this country in this vulnerable state it is right now.
What a perfect time to highlight that, huh? Right when the Third World War is taking place.
Here's our ticket. Come on, follow me. That's to keep them back for a while. Look everywhere for a car that we can steal to return to the base. And to answer what you said earlier, Biden, we volunteered for this, and we were in a zone occupied by the Russians. Obviously, there isn't anybody here because we didn't call for backup. We volunteered for this? What do you mean by that, bro? You called me and said to pull up to the military base ASAP because they'd be handing out ice cream. And after 5 minutes, I was recruited as a soldier for the United States Army. What do you mean volunteer? Don't you feel like you had to somehow pay for what you did as a president? And this car has smoke coming out of its engines. Let's see if the helicopter is working. Did you see every vehicle here had smoke coming out of their engines? I think they sabotaged every single one of them. Yeah, don't tell me we're stuck here. I don't even have my radio on me so we can call for backup. I left it in the car we came here with. Oh, that's great news. At this point, you can call for an airstrike on my phone. Phil, what is wrong with you pushing people like that? You scared me. Yo, I just realized, where is Obama? Watch out, we're getting attacked. And you're right, where is Obama? What if they took him hostage? Die, you stupid intruders. We don't have enough oil to spare with anybody. This is perfect. Kill these idiots and let's take their car and look for Barack. I told them to follow me. Nobody lost Obama. If anything, we would have at least heard a scream or something. Or him shooting his gun, right? Not if they got him from behind and choked him out. Hop in. We have a mission. We need to go back and search for Barack. We can't just leave him here.
Honor allows me to take an extreme idea, make it a reality.
The sun is gone.
This one is the one. Obama, come out if you hear us. We found the car. Let's get out. Hey, Obama, come on, where are you, Joe? It's Biden. Trump start honking. Maybe he hears us now. Obama, if you come now, I'll let you do the next call for drone strikes wherever you want. Joe, it isn't looking too good. I know, Donald. What if you wait? Is that him? Obama, we're here. Come here, you piece of shit. We almost lost you. Dumbass, you can't keep up with us for shit. Finally, you had us pinned. I'm here. Don't leave. I'm searching for you guys. Follow me. And this time it's really follow me. You can't jump this fence, so I have to guide you out of here. The enemy's ahead. You need to hurry. You can't stay here for much longer. They probably announced that 3 presidents of the United States are here. They're about to nuke this whole desert with them just to get rid of us. Only if you can run. It was working. And when I got back, you two weren't there anymore. Why didn't you scream for us? And why didn't you just leave like that in the first place without saying anything? Because I heard an explosion and I jumped for cover thinking that we were under attack. Let's drive, or at least we'll all do it. Well, today was a crazy. World War III just started. We were about to get lost in the desert. Trump threw airstrikes right and left, bringing flashbacks to Obama from when he was the president. And we also almost left him there so he can apply for a Russian citizenship. It was intense, not going to lie. How does it feel, Biden, to be able to experience 3 world wars? How does it feel, Trump, to know that you lost the 2020 elections because I rigged it the easiest way possible and you couldn't do anything? Hey, boy, let's calm down. All that matters is that we got back safe. I need to start minding right now. And that Trump is a loser with a life they have a platform. You see, Obama, listen here, one thing that I've never been in my life is that I've never been a bitch. Come here and tell that shit to my face, Joe. Let's see if you have the balls to do it. Take a look at this Barack. You also might want to step back a little bit. What's up? Do you want to repeat myself? Look at him. He thinks he's tough standing with that RPG in his hand like he's about to do something.